All right, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're exploring the really incredible evolutionary journey of terpene formulations. If you're a B2B product developer or formulator, you already know the struggle. Capturing the true essence of cannabis at scale without literally pulling your hair out is incredibly difficult. So today, we're going to look directly at the science behind how IBNA is solving some massive supply chain challenges, moving all the way from replicating live plants to engineering some seriously advanced hybrid sciences. Here's our agenda for today. We'll start with the Fresh Cannabis Challenge, move into live line botanical authenticity, explore live plus hybrid evolution, synergizing HTD and BDT, check out the palette line, and finish up with formulating the future.
Let's jump right into Section 1, the Fresh Cannabis Challenge.
So, what actually happens to that authentic aroma after the harvest? It's literally the million-dollar question for you formulators out there. How do you bottle the magic of a fresh-rooted plant? I mean, anyone who's walked through a cultivation facility knows that the hit-you-in-the-face smell of a live, pre-harvest flower is a completely different sensory experience than the final dried product you get at the end.
And this right here perfectly illustrates the heartbreak. While that rooted plant holds all those prestigious, fresh notes, those atypical gourmet flavors are almost entirely lost during traditional drying and curing. A staggering percentage of those delicate, volatile compounds literally just evaporate into thin air during the process. Poof, gone. And since traditional cannabis production demands this curing step, the absolute most vibrant side of the plant vanishes. For your product lines, that's just a huge loss of potential.
Moving on to Section 2, Live Line, Botanical Authenticity.
So the crucial hurdle is figuring out how to freeze time and capture that peak moment before the degradation even happens. Well, the live line acts as a sensory time machine back to the original flavors of the plant. By utilizing headspace technology, IBNA captures the cannabis aromatic profile at its absolute prime, right before harvesting. It's all about reverse engineering that untouched terpene profile so you get the plant in its purest, most pungent, and most desirable form.
Take this alien OG profile, for example. This is where hard science and art come together to tell the story of rare cannabis flavors that usually just disappear. This isn't about just throwing some standard off-the-shelf terpenes together in a vat. It's a meticulously crafted botanical replica that highlights the very real, authentic notes, giving rise to a legendary strain.
Now, how do they actually pull this off? Well, by using about 40 to 60 high-purity botanical terpenes. This line completely reverse engineers the exact live plant profile. We're talking about raw ingredients with an average purity of 97%, produced in small batches to ensure absolute freshness. It's a strictly botanical approach, and it delivers a genuinely unparalleled, authentic experience for consumers chasing that true-to-strain aroma.
Which brings us to Section 3, Live Plus, Hybrid Evolution.
Okay, so if the live line is the absolute pinnacle of botanical replication, what happens when you introduce hemp-derived terpenes, or HTDs, into the mix? To achieve the ideal full, fresh flower aroma, IBNA realized they actually needed to blend different sources together. They took the best of the best botanically derived terpenes, the BDTs we just covered, and combined them with hemp-derived terpenes.
Products like Lavender Jones and Critical Jack perfectly represent this Live++ technology. It is a true hybrid approach. Critical Jack, for instance, delivers this incredibly flavorful blend of lemon, pine, and floral aromas that you simply couldn't achieve with this level of consistency using just a single terpene source. It's a real game changer.
Let's dive deeper into this in Section 4, Synergizing HTD and BDT.
This is where the magic really happens for you industry professionals. Hemp-derived terpenes give you that heavy essential oil base. Think of your heavier aromatic molecules like sesquiterpenes and diterpenes, but let's be real, HTDs alone can be super inconsistent and they often lack that bright top-end pop. That is exactly where the botanically derived live resin profiles swoop in. They supply the lighter aromatic molecules like monoterpenes and sulfurs. Basically, the botanical terpenes tweak the exact specific compounds needed to complete the complex aromatic puzzle that standard HTD extraction leaves behind.
And for the decision makers watching, this synergy is the ultimate solution. Anyone who's worked with hemp-derived terpenes knows that batch-to-batch variability is a total nightmare for scalability. But by filling in the gaps of HTD extraction with precise botanical formulations, Live++ completely overcomes that standard variability. You get a true-to-strain profile, a much richer, nuanced flavor, and a highly consistent product every single time. It literally makes hemp-derived terpenes scalable.
Now for Section 5, palette line,
Hidden flavors.
Having totally solved consistency and authenticity with the Live and Live Plus Plus lines, we arrive at the absolute mastery of the sensory experience. The palette line, which you can see visualized right here with Mango Haze, is all about amplifying the distinctive, hidden sweeter and fruitier notes of unique cannabis phenotypes. While the Live line is about capturing the exact raw plant, the palette line grabs those natural fruity nuances from sweet berry to fresh citrus and enhances them to create a completely first-of-its-kind taste experience.
To build this, I've now had to go way beyond standard terpenes. By infusing over 5 different molecular classes, specifically adding ketones, aldehydes, and esters to your standard monoterpenes, sesquiterpenes, and D-terpenes, this line engineers an incredibly sophisticated, harmonious mouthfeel. These natural botanical molecules add amazing depth and complexity, making it absolutely perfect for vapes and tinctures. And just like the Live line, you can synergize this with a hemp-derived base to create Palette plus HTT, which brings that exact same scalable consistency to these ultra-sweet, enhanced flavor profiles.
Let's bring it all home in Section 6, Formulating the Future. Ultimately, it all boils down to this. Transitioning from simple, pleasant fragrances to precise, engineered flavor experiences is exactly how you secure long-term consumer loyalty. Whether you're leaning into the pure botanical replication of the Live line to satisfy the purists, utilizing the Live Plus Plus HTT and BDT hybrid for unmatched consistency, or using the Palette and Palette Plus HTT lines to craft an immersive, fruity mouthfeel at scale, you are providing something standard terpenes just simply cannot do. So, I'll leave you with this little provocative thought. Now that you understand the deep science of Live, Live Plus, Palette, and Palette Plus HTT technologies and how they seamlessly bridge the gap between nature and scale, how will you use them to completely differentiate your next product line? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. I hope this sparks some absolute game-changing ideas for your future formulations.